everybody. Hi, I'm back. It was quite a bit longer than I expected. I know I said I was going to try every week, but life just happened, and the kids are now officially back in school. They started back on Monday, and so I'm hoping I'll be able to get into a little bit better routine with them, with this, with everything. So I had these headphones on tonight so that they cut out a bunch of the background noise because my AC is going and just my washer and dryer, just a bunch of background noise. So I have these on. I'm hoping it doesn't fluctuate the sound too much as it moves closer and further from me. And I hope it's good sound. We'll see. But I wanted to try it for this time. Always something new. So this time, I won't say week because who knows, but this time I do have finishes. I got 2 finishes done in August. It is August 31st currently. It'll probably be September 1st by the time this uploads. So the month is over and I can kind of do a recap that way too. So I got 2 finishes this month. I have a few whips. I didn't work on as much as I thought I would. Time just kind of got away from me. But I feel like the work that I did do was quality work and is a significant difference. I have haul for my birthday. I have, because everything finally made it in. I'm looking at my notes. I should move these over here. And then I wanted to show you something new on that Memento app I spoke about last time. Go over the way I'm doing floss right now. And then I have another little discussion I want to go over. So that's all of it. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. First, I want to show you my finishes, because aren't we all super proud of our finishes? The first one is an ornament. I've probably seen a dozen times now. It says snowflakes are angel kisses. And I feel like this one's so clean and nice looking and, good coverage. It just came out really nice. So I'll be making it into an ornament. Next is, and that was on 18 count Ada. Now, remember, I am not always good at giving you full information, like who made this pattern. It was in a book. I would have to go and look at it, and I don't have it here right now. But if you have questions on anything, please let me know, because I know I tend to forget to give you details. My next one is Good Things by Lizzie Kate. And good things come to those who stitch. I really like the way the colors turned out on this fabric. I did change some around. I know that this one's completely different. This color here is the color that was supposed to be inside this heart, which of course I did the DMC versions, and it is not as pink as what it shows on the pattern. And I'm guessing because she actually recommends a hand-dyed floss for that. But I love the way the yellows and the dark reds came together, and even the blues and the pinks, so it came out really nice. And I'm looking forward to actually framing that and hanging it in my little stitchy corner that I have been slowly creating. So, and I do have that pattern available if somebody would like it, just in case I get more than one person asking. If you'll just mention your favorite finish that you have in my comments, then I will random draw from what I get, and I'll look back in about a week. So you have a week to do that. So those are my 2 finishes. Next, I have I'm going to go ahead and do my haul before I do my whips. So, these first 3 patterns were given to me by my friend for my birthday. The first one is Lizzie Gates cleaning the house. It says cleaning the house while children are growing is like shoveling snow while it's still snowing, which is so true. So, and then the next one is another Lizzie Kate. My to-do list for today. And it's count my blessings, practice kindness, let go of what I can't control, listen to my heart, be productive yet calm, just breathe. Because sometimes we totally forget when we're trying to get through all our massive, errands and to-do lists, to just stay calm and breathe. So, my next one is 100 Years by Lizzie Kate. It says 100 years from now, it will not matter what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much I had in my bank account, nor what my clothes look like. But the world may be a better place because I was important in the life of a child. And I actually have plans for this one to go to a teacher relative of mine because, of course, teachers affect the lives of many children, not just their own. So, next, she got me these little counting pins. Sorry, that light's a little too much, but if I move it, then can't see anything at all. So, I am new to the counting pins, but since on my latest Heaven and Earth design, I did not grid, I thought these would be handy. Your little things so you don't lose them. So those are cute. I bought for myself a bunch of fabric, and part of it was because I wanted to try hand dyeing, and so, well, that's for something else. Hold on. First, I have this. It is just 28 Count Lugana Monaco by Charles Craft, 20 by 24, a white roll. Because I planned on dyeing it. I haven't gotten to that one yet. I also bought 2 packs of the 28 count even weave. One of which is still in my cabinet. The other of which is right here. But as you can see, it's been cut because I did dye some of this one. And my first ever dye piece is this, and I feel like that color's actually really good. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's like a bright magenta pink with purple on top of it. And you know what? I just realized this one right here almost looks like a butterfly. That's pretty cute. So that was my first piece that does not have plans currently. It was just me playing around with dyeing for the first time, and I really like how it came out because purple is one of my favorite colors. The next is what I want to put 100 years on, and it's got threads from the other one. Okay, and it's a little bit bigger piece, and this one had like a tan base coat with some dark blue and light hunter green on there. Because her favorite color is blue and her house is done in greens and browns, so earth tones. So that's what I will stitch 100 years on for her. And I'll be changing the colors from the chart to have a little more splash of color in there. I'm not quite sure what yet because I haven't done that. So we'll see when that comes around again. Put this back in here. The next thing I bought me was a very new to me thing. I've always used hoops up until this last year. And then in the last year I bought a Q-snap, and I absolutely love my Q-snap. But I needed to go a little bit bigger, and I was trying to decide between just getting a bigger Q-snap or trying a frame. So what I decided to do was to get a well-recommended frame that was on the cheaper end, you know, not a Quantum, not a Millennium where you're investing all this money. Because what if I don't like it? What if I don't like the way my hands sit on it, on the edge of the frame, or just, I had all these questions and I wasn't sure. I wasn't even sure like what sizes to get, anything like that. So I watched several Flosstube videos over the course of a couple days to get an idea of what I wanted, and I finally settled on the roller frame that I saw in Vanna's, the Twisted Stitchers video. She goes over how to use it and how to make sure it's super tight, everything like that. So this is, you know, the scroll bars. It comes with 2 scroll bars. But these have these little tacks in them. And so you stretch your fabric on them and push it down and then put them together and put the sides on. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And then one of the sides even comes with a little magnet for your needle. And then you put these on. And so far what I really like about these is, of course that one's going to get me glided. Okay. Like, you know, you adjust this down here, but this up here doesn't move. So you don't have both sides sliding on you. You just have the bottom coming down and going back up. So that is my new toy. And I have figured out already that these are way too short. I mean, with me doing a mini Heaven and Earth design on 25 or 28 count, this is right at a page. So it doesn't give you a whole lot of room to start down on the next page or anything like that. So I'm going to have to get a bigger frame eventually, but this gives me the chance to learn what I think of the frame, if it's for me, and I didn't have to spend a whole lot of money on it. And then these need to be longer too, because, sorry, one second. Because my fabric is actually longer than these. I had to do some funky folding stuff to get it to roll up and everything like that. So I'm going to have to get a bigger one, but it's giving me something to practice and learn on. So that was my gift to me for my birthday. Or for my husband to me, because it was well discussed and approved. All right. The next thing is the whips. And let's see. First one is Autumn Wreath. And in case you haven't seen, like 2 videos ago I did a whip braid, so pretty much everything now is what's been touched since then. And then I had like this border starting at the green right here, and I had this bow. And now I've got more of the green and the berries, and this is going to be the start of a big yellow flower. So I really like the way it's progressing. I was really worried about this one at first, because while I love the color and everything in the fabric, the actual texture and the way it pulled, things like that, was making it hard for me to get a good start on it. But now that I do, I'm not having as much trouble. So I'm really liking that one. Next, I did work on jack-o'-lantern some, which I really need to try and finish this one next month so I can have it out for Halloween. I do have one other Halloween pattern that I finished at the beginning of this year, and I'd like to actually hang them up in the house this year. So, ooh, that light does make that sparkle, doesn't it? Okay, so here is my jack-o'-lantern, and mostly I got a lot of the face done, a lot of this in here. A little bit of this green stuff on the side, but mostly his face got worked on. And every time I record looking at this, his eyeballs freak me out because that French knot kind of disappeared. We've got to get that fixed. But, oh man, I like how that fabric sparkles the way that I have the light. It is pretty. This is Huntress, Crystal Huntress, because the crystal. 28 count Lugana from Picture This Plus. It's dark, but, in which, means you need good light when you're working on it, but it is just so gorgeous. I really, really love that fabric, and I should have room to do another project on it when that one's said and done. Excuse me while I take a drink. I hope this doesn't sound weird on the microphone. Okay. Next one I worked on, I can actually show you what it's supposed to look like. It is by Lucilla, Live, Love, Laugh. So, and then this is where I'm at. And yes, I know it needs to be cleaned and ironed. I've had this project for a while. Okay, I finished filling in Love and Laugh, some more of these red flowers, and now we're working on this, which I think is so, this is my first time ever having to blend threads. And of course it gives you, this is a kit, it gives you all the floss you need, and you take one from this color and one from a lighter color and mix them together to make this inside here. And when I'm working on it, I think, man, this color is so close to this color. But then looking at it now that I'm showing it to you, it really doesn't. So, and I'm actually backstitching as I go so that when I move the hoop or whatever, it's I don't have to go back and do the back stitching. Plus it just makes it pop so much. So I think this could be a finish next month. What do you think? Just have this and these little flowers. I think if I give myself a good night on it, I can finish that one up. So, and we're about to have Stitching Insanity in the Ultimate Cross Stitch group, and so it may be good for really solid blocks of color to get the stitch count up. Next is my Birthstone Dragons, and I had already worked on Ruby, and I had gotten pretty much from the top to around the middle, and then I was just kind of filling him in, and then I did the back stitching, so he's complete. I have not started August's yet because I'm being a little bit of a snob. Of all the dragons that Ingleside Imaginarium has released, August is my least favorite. And this is hard for me because August is my birth month. So I want it to be my favorite dragon of the whole piece. So, and what I don't really care much, what I don't really like about it is the feathery wings that it has. So I'm going to wait, move on, finish the rest of them, and then figure out how I want to rework one of the other dragons that she provided and fill it in. So that's why August is missing. But Ruby is there. Lastly, I did work on, oh, nope, I got one more here. A couple more down here. Let me switch these. I don't have a lot of desk space. Another one I worked on is Love and Cat. I'm not sure how this one's going to blind you. Yeah, that little white cat should just kind of, maybe if I hold her back here, okay. I had the cat and the flower are old news. My newest stuff is I started working on this flower till I could work to the top. And then I'm working my way over to the edge, over to the other edge, and then I'll come back down. So this is the edge for the top, but it will come out a little bit more. But I really like the way those colors are showing up on the black. And I love the cat's eyes. She just has some gorgeous eyes. Of course, I just love cats, apparently, because half my whips are cats. So, next is my Advent animals. I believe I worked on all 3 of them this month that I have already active. I know that my last video, I did show you Remy Rabbit, but just because I've already got the piece out, I thought you might want to see him again. Starting to get his little stocking put together. He's getting close. Hey there, sorry about that. Apparently I ran out of storage on my iPad. So next I was showing you the lion, whatever his name is. I forgot. I don't have it written down. But I would have finished him, except I ran out of, or I didn't have any black or white with me. So here he is. I'm going to pull them back a little bit. That light is a little too much. But he just has a few more white snowflakes, the black to do his back stitch, and then the red that goes across the 19th. And he'll be all done. He's super close. Then I worked on my horse. Day 17, I believe. Yeah. So he's actually got his ugly sweater on now. He doesn't have a head. I guess that's a little creepy. But anyway, he has his ugly sweater on, and he's got the est sweater. Right? Maybe I won't call it ugliest. Maybe I'll call it, I don't know. So he's getting close to done. He needs a head. Finish off his little hand here. Put in his numbers. He's about done. So that's all my Advent animals. Will I get them all done by December? Probably not. But I'm trying. And I've considered just focusing on that one, on these, and trying to get them done. Because really, I could put a couple days into each one of them to finish them. But I found I'm getting too restless with just one project, or, having to see the same one day after day after day. So that's why I switch every single night. And so I don't know. Do what we can. I have a new project coming up that I'm going to have to give more time to than I've been giving all my other projects. So, because it does have a due date. And, I want to make it. So I may have to work on it every day for so long, and then work on a second project. As long as I'm still mixing it up a little bit so I don't get bored. Lastly, I have my 2 Heaven and Earth designs. Remember, I only work on these at home on my days off, which means they don't get near the amount of progression that my smaller whips do when I'm at work. So my first one, and the love of my life right now. I have a hard time putting it down once I have time to pick it up, and it moves so smoothly and just looks so beautiful. It is my mini Phantom of the Masquerade. I know y'all see this almost every video, mostly from my phone, but it's just looking so gorgeous. You can tell I'll be starting on this square tonight and continuing my diagonal down. This first row is the entire page. So now I'm just working my way down the page and then over to the next one. So I like that one. It's going so nicely. Next, I have last time I showed you that I had a page finish on my mini treasure hunt bookshelf by Amy Stewart. It's a Heaven and Earth design. I have started working on the next page, but not much. It's this tiny little square right here. You can't hardly see. It's not even a complete square because most of it was Krennic, and which I have such a hard time with. And then there's one other color in there, and I realized I miscounted somewhere, and so I have to go back and fix it. My problem is that there was a tear in the fabric. I would say maybe 4 squares long, and of course that means it messed up like 2 rows, I guess. With the Krennic being thick like it is, I was able to very carefully stitch like I normally would, but just very carefully so that it didn't pull or slip through that hole, and it covered up the hole. So I don't really want to be pulling any stitches out that would risk tearing open that hole again, and this time being irreparable, and I've done an entire page for no reason because I'm going to have to change fabric. So I have to figure out how to adjust without messing with the Krennic. And I think all the Krennic is correct. I think. Anyways, I will work around it. It's a cloud anyway. Who's going to notice if a few stitches are the wrong color? I just have to make sure I make enough of a change that I can continue on normally and don't continue to go, okay, everything's 1 stitch off, what the heck. So that's where it is at. And this one, I bought it from 123 Stitch. I believe it's a 25 count in Dusty Rose. So that's where that is at. I don't know if by looking at it like this, if you can tell the difference where I switch from 2/1 to 1/1. But it looks good to me. And see, when you look at it, you're not going to be looking at it right here up in the camera. You're going to have to look at it back here because it's going to be huge. Right? It's going to be all that fabric. Well, not all of it probably, but, you know, a good portion. And you're not going to be looking that close because you're going to be seeing the whole picture. So why worry about it? You know, I probably should worry about things like that more, but I feel like if I stress myself over the little things, you never end up with the big things. And I've never finished a Heaven or, well, I've done a QS or a Story Keep, one of the two. I did a small one. These are both mini, so they're not as big as a regular size one, but they're significantly bigger than the 4 pages of the other pattern. And so if I truly want to complete that many pages of work, the years that I'm going to have to put into it, I cannot sweat every time one little color is off, or else I will drive myself insane and I will never touch it. And with this one, I mean, in this block alone, there's probably, even though it's pretty much green, there's probably 20 different colors. I might be exaggerating slightly, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of colors. And so I think that's one of the reasons I gravitate towards this one, is there's not as much yet. So I really have to give myself some leniency because it's so many color changes, so much goes into this. So, but I love them. I think they're beautiful, and I have a laundry list of Heaven and Earth designs I want to get to, but unless I get through these 2, there's no point in even ordering another one. And I've already ordered them. So, got to make some progress. All right. That is all my whips. We have done finishes, we've done whips, and we've done haul. Now is on to not entirely stitchy stuff. So, there's a couple things I want to go over, but first I want to do my flavor of the week. And that, I don't have my list right here, so I'm going to wing it. I just finished Game of Thrones. I am fully caught up now. And oh my goodness, it's amazing. And where have I been for the last 6 years? I don't know. I literally have watched seasons 1 through 7 in the last, month? A month? Maybe not even a whole month. So I absolutely love it. I don't want to do spoilers or anything like that, but if you want a Game of Thrones talk, message me on Instagram, message me on here. I don't care, because I am the newest Game of Thrones, crazy fan. So, but that is not my TV show of the week, because that was my TV show of the week last time. I just wanted y'all to know I'm caught up. I also just started Mistresses. It is on Netflix. I believe there's either 3 or 4 seasons available. Really good, dramatic, adult show. I mean, not adult as in Game of Thrones and everybody's, but it's not something a kid would be interested in. There's a lot of, they're mistresses, okay? That should clue you in. But I'm really enjoying the show. My movie for this week, or I keep saying this week, since the last time we talked, I think I've only watched one movie. I watched Unforgotten. It is a psychological thriller with Katherine Heigl and Rosario Dawson. Can't think of who else is in it. But basically, you've got the ex-wife who won't let go and the new fiance coming into the home and how they deal with each other. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it, but it's slow. If you're tired when you're laying down to watch it, you're going to fall asleep. My husband did. He did not even make it halfway through the movie. He said it's too slow. But I really enjoyed it. So, take what you will from that. I did not get to watch any new Flosstubers. It's been a little too busy, and I'm hoping to remedy that soon. My Flosstuber that I've been subscribed to that I was going to talk about this week would be, see if I can remember. I had it on the top of my head. Okay, let's just do this. Coffee Stitcher, Garrett. I look forward to his videos every Sunday. He is, he's very regular with his videos, which I appreciate, because then if I make a point of watching Flosstube every Sunday, because I know his video is going to be there unless he says otherwise. I enjoy everything about him. He's confident, and he's had to go on his soapbox and deal with some stuff, but it hasn't brought him down, and then he brings it right back in, and he talks about his stitching, and he knows what he is all about, and his stitching is good. He does a lot of changes that I find really interesting. He has amazing hair. I know this isn't something you judge a video by, but he has awesome hair. I am trying to grow my hair back out from having it shaved on the sides and a little bit longer on the top. And I wish my hair looked as awesome as his does every day. So he has several videos if you need to binge watch, or you could just start at the latest one and go. He is very entertaining. He's not super wordy. His videos aren't ever going to be, or I wouldn't say ever, but they're mostly, around 20 minutes or so. So he is my Flosstuber that I will link below, and you should go and follow. He is also the admin of Stitch Mania, so most of you probably already know him anyway. But he's my shout out. So I am still trying to work on Heartless. the book by Marissa Myers. I think because I'm reading on my phone, I'm having some difficulty focusing. So what I have done, not for that book, I will get through it eventually, but I spoke to the school library here in my town, and they said I could check out books from the high school here. So I checked out Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I know that this was very popular. It's probably been several years. And I have the ebook. I have had it since it was popular. I have not read it yet. I believe my sister did, and she didn't really care much for it, so that's why I kind of took my time. But I still want to read it because I found that I have very different opinions from other people. I can't base what somebody else says negatively about a book to whether or not I will like it. This one says, they say that the cure for love will make me happy and safe forever. And I've always believed them until now. Now everything has changed. Now I'd rather be infected with love for the tiniest sliver of a second than live 100 years smothered by a lie. So, that sounds pretty good. I want to read it. And I'm hoping that having the print book will... I tend to read them better, so I'm hoping that means I'll get a couple books finished. The second one I got was Love and First Sight by Joshua Sundquist. And I'm not going to read through it because it's not a quick blurb. But basically, the boy is 16 years old and he's blind, and he develops a crush, and he's having to deal with whether or not to have surgery to no longer be blind, and trying to impress this girl, everything like that. So I think it's going to be a really cute read, and I really like the covers. I'm going to cover that just because it has my address, but no, I just think it's really cute. So that is that. I believe that is everything, and I'm hoping I can get these two pieces stitched together well and upload so y'all can enjoy it, and I will try and see y'all as soon as possible. Oh, I have more. Just kidding. You just thought it was over. Okay. Next, I showed y'all, and I'm not sure how this is going to do with the light. We'll see. Last time I spoke with y'all, I showed you this app called Memento, and it's like a diary of sorts. And let me see if maybe I come this way a little bit. It won't be so bad because the light's not as strong. And so you just add like photos or words or whatever and create like a little diary. Well, I use it for cross stitching. One of the things I learned about this, and actually I don't think I did it to this one, so I'm going to open this one back up and edit it. There's a little button down here. It's kind of hard to see, but right here in the middle, it looks like a little sales tag. You click on it, and you could type in tags for it, like this one's called Loving Cat. So I'll put Loving Cat. It creates a tag. If I was finished with it, finished. If I, like the Advent Animals, I'll do Advent Animals, and I'll do the name of the specific piece, since I do consider each one to be a different project. And then you just say done, and then you can come back here, go to Explore Tags, and then if I select, can you even see this? Loving Cat, then I see every post. And you can see that's where I was at when I started stitching, and that's where I got to. And I'm getting text, so there's that. Next, so I'm really liking that app. If anybody's interested in checking it out, it's really helping me to keep track of my thoughts and be able to see changes, be able to like flip through, since I don't have them all the way back to when I started, since the app's new to me, but I can go, this is the change in here and here and here. And I also delete photos off my, like I'll move them to my computer and delete them off of my phone. So when a project gets finished, I don't have all the pictures on my phone from start to finish, but I could delete them off my phone and they will still be in that app. And then I could just hold down on it, save the photo again, and be able to do like a picture collage of the entire building of the project if I want, without having to keep that in my memory taking up space on my phone. Speaking of phone, is where my notes are. Next, I've been meaning to show you for the last couple videos how I am doing my floss now, because I change things up. I have these pencil pouches, and I would stick my fabric and all the bobbins with the colors for it in the baggie, put the baggie in the binder, and then I can only fit like 4 of these because they're all like about ready to explode in the binder. And so and of course then you're having to pull all the bobbins out, put them all back in. It got to be too much. And I was seeing on a few videos the people that do the floss away bag. So then you have a Ziploc bag. I don't have one here to show you. And you put a card in it, and you have, well, some people put the whole skein, and then, their clippings. Or Jessie Marie was explaining that she does links. She'll cut 2 or 3 links off a bobbin and put it in the bag, and then, go back to the bobbin when she needs more. I kind of took that idea with the skeins, because I would have the same color in multiple projects, but only one bobbin, so I'd have to bounce back and forth where my colors were at. And then I tried just throwing all the bobbins into one bag and keeping it with me, but then that's even more bobbins to go through when you're trying to find one single color. So I decided to try the floss away bags, but instead of having, like, if a project has 20 colors, having 20 floss bags and one skein or 2 or 3 strands of a skein or whatever in a bag, using several bags, I decided to have one bag and put several cards in it, like an accordion. And I actually have the bottom stapled. This one's a mess, so it's probably not a good one to show you. They've been slipping down the bottom, but I have them stapled so that it does create an accordion and the cards don't slide all over the place. Maybe it's that this one isn't. No, there's staples. Okay. So then I take the card, and there's the symbol, there's the color, and Birthstone Dragons has multiple months, so I write which months that color will show up. And see, 368 will only be in October, but 741 is in September, November, December. It was in July, and when I finished with July, I crossed it off. And that way, if I need to pull the what's left over out and put it back on the bobbin, I know whether or not I'm actually finished with it. So right now, that's what's working for me. And I'll have 2 or 3 skeins or lengths, because I'll measure off a length of what I'm comfortable working with, and then kind of roll it up and put it in here. And I'll have 2 or 3 of those for each color. And if I run out, then I just make a note. I need more of that color in this project, and on my days off, I can refill those. And I only work on it pretty much once a month anyway, so that gives me plenty of time to refill it before the next time I'm actually going to touch it. So, and then it doesn't make my bag quite as bulky, because it slides in there like that. And then, like, this baggie, I'll have it over here, and the next baggie, I'll have it over here. So then they fold together and they mash down, so I can fit all of them in my binder. Actually, I have 2 binders now because my projects are increasing, but there's that. So that's everything. Finally, I had one more thing to talk about, but I think I'm going to hold off on that for another time. Thank you all for sticking with me through a ridiculously long, blabby video where I feel like I sound monotone, but I've got kind of a throat thing going on. So I will try and be back next week so that there is not so much to talk about and it will not take forever. But who knows? I'll do my best and hopefully you'll be here when I come back. Happy stitching.